All right, so today's video, we are back with a Where Are They Now? So anybody new to this series, the way it works is we're watching somebody that we previously watched in the past, and then we see where they're at pretty much from anywhere from 3 months to years. Like, we've had people that have submitted a year, and then what we do is we see their progression, give them more advice, and then guess their new rank. So I don't know what their rank is right now, but previously they were Bronze 2 support 3 months ago. And in the previous VOD, this player's tank accused them of pocketing the DPS too much and threw the game even though it was their own fault for feeding. Feedback was they made the right call by not risking going out of position, but they could have been more aggressive with their Valk. I actually remember that game. So they say now, I've been working on cleaning up my Valks and always working on better positioning. I played with the same duo for my first VOD. I didn't pocket just the Widow this time for this game, and we did really well, I feel. I've been trying to have the mindset of playing up with my tank, not getting mad at my tank when they push in, and it's done wonders. As for this game, the enemy team had a lot of discourse in the match chat. There were accusations of things said being thrown about, which I think put our team at an advantage. Overall, I think I've improved quite a bit, and I hope you'll enjoy this VOD. All right, I'm excited to see. It's always fun seeing progression. I love these videos because, like, seeing the players become better is so fun. That's why I love the spectators here. I just want people to get better at... I know people just want to get better at the game they're playing. It's always fun to be able to be somewhat helpful. I don't know. That's why I love the series. It's just cool. It's been really cool to see the series over the past year grow more. So, yeah. All right. Yeah, I mean, I see why you didn't go with the Echo. It's not that you didn't want to go with the Echo. It's that your Echo just got too far from you. Don't be afraid to, like, let them know that if you're in comms. Like, I can't out with you. I'm not with you. You can fall back a second, but if you're not, that's fine. It's just a little side note. All right, using your movement to go up on high. Here we go. All right, good job. Kind of going back and forth with your team. Don't really need to look at your D.Va anyway right now because you have the Kiriko that can deal with that. So far, so good. Balancing back and forth between the DPS and occasionally looking at the tank. Definitely try better to stay with the Echo as much as you can, but, like, sometimes it's on you and sometimes it's on the Echo. If I had to give you a pocket right now, if your Echo's playing this aggressive, I would actually pocket the Echo. But I think that's up, and maybe someone in the chat who plays a bit more Mercy here. Like, it also depends on the player's play style. Like, sometimes you have those players that you can tell are good, but they also get you killed like 99% of the time because they overcommit too much. So, like, let's say this Echo just keeps feeding in and you die a couple times, then you can default to just damage boosting your Widow. I will say, and this is where you'd switch it up, right? So on first point, and, you know, if I'm wrong on this one, you can let me know, but, like, on first point, you pocket your Echo because your Echo has a lot more space to work with and a lot more, like, stuff around you. Like you know, the rooftops, being able to survive. On second point, I would actually change damage boosting to the Widow, unless the Widow just misses every shot. Like, if I'm on Widow, you're probably not going to be pocketing me. You have a better chance damage boosting a D.Va who is doing damage, 1 damage at a time from 100 meters. You've seen my Widow, right? So the point I'm making here is now you're on second point, and this is where the map opens up, right? Like, it's Dorado. So the map's going to open up, right? This is where Echo's going to struggle more, right? Even the best Echoes will struggle here because, like, the setup time is a lot harder to get what you need to do. Now, I could be wrong, the Echo pops off, etc., but that means you have map control. But in this situation, you'd actually want to start keeping your Widow alive because your Widow now benefits from this, right? Your Widow benefits from these long sight lines. And that's where you're going to win the team fight on second. So don't be afraid to do that. But once again, it's all situational. So.
Say you could
Good ult by your D.Va. Let's go. Keeping your team alive. Make sure to heal your Echo. I think you fell behind a little bit on your Echo there. Be careful there because everybody else was fine on your team. Did they really switch to a Zarya on second point Dorado? I want to go back to what I've always said. This is why sometimes I think people overthink counter swaps. Zarya against D.Va, you put it on second point King's Row. Okay, I get it. If I see a Zarya someone goes Zarya against me on second point Dorado, we are vibing as D.Va. Because there's nothing you can do about that. This is great, by the way. Right? Even though I mentioned the Widow, your team's still playing aggressive enough. Now what you want to do, because it's getting close, is fall back to your Widow now. And see your Widow? This is the one time where I would probably go to the Widow. Because let's look at this, right? You want to keep your team alive here, but like sometimes like you just can't. But your Widow has perfect sight lines. But if your Widow's at like low HP, you're going to probably play a little bit more scared. You're not going to be able to peek the sight line. So this is a situation where recognizing that like when the Widow was here, look at this. Look how safe you are here. You could damage boost from this angle, not even have to do anything. The only thing you have to think about is healing your Widow and let your Widow dictate who wins this team fight, right? Instead, they come up with a lot of ultimates. You're trying to keep your Diva alive. And while I get it, sometimes you got to let your Kiriko take care of that and enable your Widow to pop off. Now, we'll see how the team fight goes. Maybe end up winning it. But this looks like one of those team fights that could have been a little bit easier for your team if you just stuck with the Widow at that point, right? So when they're at the doorways, it makes sense to be on the Echo and the Diva. But the moment that they even remotely get close and you lose that, like, snowball in this game is basically where you just keep winning team fights and they never regroup. Then you fall back to the Widow. You and the Widow are in a safe spot. The Widow can basically just stand still AFK because they trust that you're going to keep them alive. And then now you maybe win that team fight instead. Okay, so that is just one thing to look for in those situations. It's okay to res the Echo there. No problems at all with that. I still would look for your Widow here now, though. Right? Okay, never mind. They're off Widow. You're back on the Echo. All right, back to the Echo now. No, I didn't see the hero swap. Yeah, Echo's your target. I'm going to be honest with you. Soldier doesn't... Maybe it's a me problem, and I'm just used to Soldier 76 just being like, eh. Like, Soldier feels like one of those heroes, and I don't know if anybody else has this vibe. Okay, I don't know why I'm bringing this up randomly to Spectating. Does anybody else feel the vibe that Soldier 76 just kind of fell behind, like, new Overwatch? Where, like, the 5v5 setting of Overwatch is very much more about, like, just kind of individual do-whatever plays. And Soldier takes so much setup time that you just die to snipers all the time, or, like, a bunch of chip damage. So, like, yes, you can have good games on Soldier. I'm not saying that you can't. But it just feels like Soldier's kind of hit that wall of, like, has fallen behind in, like, new era Overwatch. In comparison to, like, 6 years ago where, Soldier 76 could just take games over because of constant pressure, constant damage. Now it just feels like they don't even know what they want to do with Soldier because they're like, you know what? Here's a healing station reduction. And that, we're not going to do anything more than likely, but here it is. Doesn't mean don't pocket your Soldier. I just think Echo's a better option here with what's going on. You can Valk this.
My duty is being done.
The reason why I want you to Valk this is because you have an opportunity to win this team fight. Like, this is where you need to be a little bit more... I want you to be a little bit more, like, playing for the win here. I just feel like the Valk is kind of guaranteeing it. I want to reiterate to you. I know you... and then you Valk, of course. Did you see what I'm saying? That's why I wanted you to Valk sooner. Is because you build Valk so quickly that I want everybody to kind of get into the mindset of this. If it means that you're going to win a team fight, and I'm not saying, like, you use your ultimate at 1v5, but if you have a 4v4 and you have them on their back foot, use ultimates to win the point, not try to save them for the perfect opportunity. Because you did that, and then this is your ultimate, and this was, look at it. What are you Valking? Nothing, right? So just like, recognize the situation where it's like, okay, we're in a pretty good situation. We're starting to get them on their back foot. Let me Valk this. Let's guarantee we win this. And then what normally happens is, right, is you'll win that team fight. Because you use damage boost a little bit more, your teammates are now at a little bit lower HP, and then you pick up an extra 15 to 20% ult charge after a one team fight, and the next thing you know, the other team can't predict your Valk. Because the next team fight takes a little bit longer, and you have Valk again going into the next team fight. So, that's basically what I'm trying to get you in the mindset of, is it's okay to use it a little bit sooner. Anyway, yeah. Stick with the Echo the moment you can. Good job using, like, map control to get to high ground. Now, I do want to point out, since we last watched you, I do think you've climbed. That's what it feels like, at least.
Duplication initiated.
Nice pick. Good Kitsune. Heal your Kiriko for now. Your Kiriko's good now. Good damage. Good job. Great. Damage boost your Soldier on the ult. Give him a heal in a second just to make sure. There you go. Dead on point. Nice job. 2 minutes. Well played. I mean, outside of, like, you know, decision-making on, like, where you need to go to and, like, make plays, like, I felt like I was just happy with how you went about that. That was a good approach. Solid gameplay. Obviously, this is a long game, so a lot happens, but, you know, outside of just kind of being afraid to, like, use your Valk in a certain situation and, like, recognize when you need to be a little bit more aggressive, I mean, overall, good start. Very good start. Let's see where this goes, though. That's the big thing here, is let's see where this goes.
Lending you power.
Here we go.
Activating healing stream. Monstering you.
Let me see who you have. Sim and Echo. Yeah, right now, Echo's your damage boost target. By the way, Sim can be a very sneaky, like, damage boost target, but not in this exact part of the map. Does that make sense? Your Echo, I think, needs to take more angles. That's the problem, is your Echo's kind of, like, playing front and center. As Echo, you want to play a little bit smarter sometimes. Nice job. Good heals. Good job keeping your character alive. Good job disengaging. I will say you're in a rough spot here because they're all in on you. Yeah. That was a rough one. You didn't really have an escape route. That's why, like, I'm sure Mercy players will love this. Whenever, like, you have a Mercy on your team, having one player who's not at the core of the team makes your Mercy, like, almost unkillable at times. And you go, what do you mean? Like, why wouldn't you, like, so let's say that, like, okay, Mercy's here, right? Your whole core of your team's here. Then you have an Echo over here. This is why angles become so important in Overwatch. Give your Mercy an outlet. Because if your Mercy's only movement is to be able to Guardian Angel and, like, float around, like, this part, there's a good chance that even with some proper, like, you know, peels, that the Mercy can still die. The Mercy becomes an easy target. So the point I'm making here is if you want to help your Mercy out and you are, like, a DPS hero, play an angle. One person plays an angle, right? And like a kind of like here, and then everybody else is in the core. And this allows the Mercy to go back and forth, right? If they want to chase your Mercy, well, then you have a way out. So this will help Mercy players. So if you have a Mercy on your team, I think sometimes people hard focus too much on, like, oh, you got to do this, you got to do that. If you want to help your Mercy out, go play an angle so your Mercy has an escape. It will help Mercies a lot. I see a lot where, like, Mercies have great movement, but their teammates don't give them the proper spacing to be able to use that movement, like, tenfold. To where, like, and the reason why I say this is because, like, I'll play against Mercies in top 500 that even if we hard focus the Mercy and eventually get the kill, I'm traveling back and forth. I'm going 6 hours this way, 10 hours that way. Like, it's taking me forever. I get the kill eventually, but, like, the things I have to do to get that kill, if they were just all stacked on top of each other, I'd probably get the kill because the Mercy just can't survive that amount of burst damage without an escape route. So I know this is kind of random because we're watching a Mercy VOD and, like, kind of straight away, but this is just to help Mercies in general if you have a Mercy on your team. Damage boost your Echo.
I am your own.
Your Kiriko did get pushed, by the way, so when you flew in there, I was a little bit concerned, but I think you'll be okay because they don't have the damage. Okay, you're good. Yep, damage boost the Echo again. That's on your Sigma, by the way. I know that you're probably going, oh, gotta heal the Sigma there. If you don't keep your Kiriko alive there, it doesn't matter regardless. So I think that ended up being fine. You ended up getting the, getting the Sigma up anyway, and now your team probably turns the fight. So as you can see, while it can be frustrating for the player on your team, nice job. Woo, the Battle Mercy, okay. But that ended up being the correct decision. There's a certain point where, like, yes, you need to heal your tank sometimes, etc. But sometimes the tank player, and this is a reminder to myself, needs to recognize that you can't do everything, and you need to just fall back and try to, like, I've always said this, I promise your supports want to heal you. Sometimes when they don't heal you, it's because of what you're doing, not because they just hate you, right? It's not like you're like, oh, I hate this tank, I'm not going to heal them. It's like, there's a lot of things happening. Like, if that Kiriko dies, I don't think you win that team fight. So, there's your escape. And by the way, this is what I meant. Do you notice how this time around, the Mercy has an escape? So, instead of, like, the D.Va being able to all-in you there and you have to fly around like a Torb ultimate in the middle of your team, you have an escape. Now you survive, now they can't get you. Now if they go for you, you have an escape back if your Kiriko survives. Or your Kiriko now has an escape also. See what I'm saying? That's what I was trying to bring up with that point. Ends up being a good play by the Sojourn, but I still think that was fine. Right, that was going to be a tough team fight to win. This is an interesting play by the Echo.
Functions at peak power.
I cannot believe the Echo actually survived that. I have nothing to say about what a play by Echo. That's it. That's all I got. I got nothing on that one. Yeah, just don't even have the peek. Just force the Sojin to jump for you. Yep, you made the correct play. Because at that point, if you peek it, you're probably dead. Okay. Yep. Nope. Try not to go for the immediate res like that. Give your teammate an extra second, and I want the reason why I say that is because your teammate's got a pick already. Okay, so they can't be res. Their team is all over the place, and the diva just previously died. So they have 3 people here, 3 squishies. The worst thing you can do is go give them a free kill. So in that situation, just wait an extra second because I think you would have been fine. Remember, you have a window on time, and you you don't need a res in the first 10th of a second. You can save a little bit of opportunity on that. And if you don't res them, that's okay. But if you survive, that's the most important part. Good job using the high ground for now. What? Huh? What? Wait, what? Wait, what happened there? Why'd you do... That team fight wasn't necessarily the easiest to win, but you could have still won that. Were you afraid of them killing you? Because, I would have just stayed to try to win that fight. I don't think falling back there's the play. Because I understand you're trying to go back main for positioning, but at this point, you're at the spot that you're at. And your teammates just need your help in that situation, so... Felt like a little bit too safe of a play. I'm not saying you win that team fight, but I love the idea of maybe you go in there and, you survive just long enough, and maybe your their Torb uses an ultimate, so you get an ultimate advantage, or maybe, your Sim builds wall in time, and then even though it's a 3v5, the Sim wall keeps you alive. You see what I'm saying? There's a lot of better scenarios than just running behind and not doing anything. So, that's all I'm saying. You don't have res. This is a do not stagger situation. That's a... Your Echo certainly goes for plays. Good thing you were able to get out, though. Yeah. Good kill by your Echo. They actually got the nano off, too, so now that kind of gives you a second of survivability. Yeah, I was going to say, nice job. I've sat there and saw some of the Echo plays, and I'm like, but honestly, it's worked. So, maybe I just need to look at Echo a little bit more in, some of these aggressive plays. Got to give credit where credit's due. That Echo has basically opened the door for 2-1 team fights. So, got to give credit where credit's due. I'll tell you that much. Now, you have 2 flyers. I have a question for Mercy players, by the way. What is your thoughts on having 2 flyers? Do you feel like sometimes it's you don't like the pressure of having 2 flyers? And I say that because I feel like if I was playing Mercy, I would look at this and go, am I pocketing Echo or Pharah? And I'm like, oh, wait, if I pocket... Oh, crap, maybe I should have pocketed the Pharah there. Well, maybe I should have pocketed the Echo. What happens in those situations? Because, it feels like both are fine to pocket, but if I had to choose, I would say probably the Echo, right? Because the Echo can do damage through can do a little bit quicker damage, and then the Diva can shut down the Pharah more. So I imagine it would be the Echo, but, Pharah can also do well? I don't know. Probably the Echo. Maybe, pre-fight, you pocket the Pharah, and then, mid-fight, you pocket the Echo. That would make sense. So long-range spam from the Pharah, and then, close-range, mid-range play by the Echo. Even then, the Pharah got rolled, so... Yeah, you hecked up your res because you try to play too safe on it. Honestly, it's probably the correct play, but yeah. See, it sucks you don't have that res now. Valk. Yep, I don't even care if you got the kills. Just Valk. This is the correct play. The reason why you Valk here is because you need to put the pressure on the point. And, if you try to wait even longer, you're not going to get anything done. Right? It's already a tough, you're already in a tough retake spot. But this at least guarantees you have survivability. So you are making the correct plays. I don't even mind this. This is good, by the way, because what you're doing is you're being a distraction, and then that's alleviated pressure. So nice movement there. That movement actually gave your teammates opportunity here to retake. Well played there. And actually might have won the team fight. And once again, I want to reiterate to players, because I think sometimes players get so caught up on scoreboards, and you hear about it in sports all the time. Some of the things that you don't see on the stat sheet actually add up to, 1 team fights. Now, you haven't quite won this team fight yet, but you gave your team an opportunity, and your good movement there and your good Valk decision led to this, right? You've given your teammates opportunity, and that's not going to show up on the stat sheet, right? But, we can see that you're bringing impact to your team. So remember that sometimes when you're worried about the stats of the game, where like sometimes a player that is playing very well, you don't even know they're playing very well, right? Okay, here we go. Keep your teammates alive. Your Echo has pressure on the back line. I wouldn't... Ooh, you... Yeah, you're fine. Never mind. That's on your Pharah. Your Pharah's pushing out too far during these team fights. Yeah, that's a Juno ultimate. You're gonna have to go for the res. You just need to get numbers. Yep. Correct play. I gotta give you credit. Great movement there. Even there, even though you die there, that was great. I wanna once again, you're pulling pressure away from the rest of the team. That was a good play. Just straight up. Because you're already on your back foot as a team here now. Right? You're already on your back foot. And if you end up getting pushed back into the little small room, you're going to lose your teammates. So you actually distracted and gave your teammates enough time. You look at that and go, yeah, but look, everybody's alive. Yeah, but the Mercy being a distraction there, in my opinion, opened the door a little bit more, right? You could argue maybe you play it safer there, and like, but I think that you lose that team fight regardless, but I think you went from it being like a 10% chance you win that to like a 25% chance. And that, you know, hey, 1 in 4, right? 1 in 4 instead of 1 in 10, so we'll take that. Okay, let's go see how your defense goes again here. You went with an Orisa comp, still on Mercy, obviously. And don't be afraid. Like I was gonna say earlier, that a close range damage boost on a sim can be well, but I would really prioritize healing your or damage boosting your Echo here for now. I think Echo is gonna be really what brings these team fights to win. And from what I've seen from the Echo, they're pretty good in Echo too. So. Positioned by your teams all over the place. Stop going for the immediate reses again. I know you probably lost that team fight again, but like, don't go for the immediate res. Now, you might watch me play Mercy and a Mystery Heroes. You know, sometimes you go for the immediate res, you know. But yeah, don't go for the immediate res there. It's just a free kill.
9.
I think your team's asking if you should go for the point. The correct answer is no. Play to set up here. Don't play to give them a free team fight. You don't have any else. You just gotta play corners, play smart. Even play high ground if you need to. Yep, right here is fine. Look for people who are feeding, aka that diva who just absolutely fed into a Mei and a... Oh my. Oh no. This is a note to any diva player, and obviously I have a lot of time on diva. Always hit tab to see if any hero swaps happen, because I don't know if the diva knew they swapped to Mei. I don't think they make that same play. This goes back to you need players in multiple spots. Your teammates didn't give you an out. You won the team fight, but... Remember, again, you can help your Mercy by giving your Mercy an out. Keeping one of your players on the high ground up there where you initially killed the diva allows for the Mercy to be able to fly back and forth. So that's basically what you need to do. Okay, so far, you're just, you know, normal Dorado attack. Can't really get up there yet. You need to kind of wait for your team to engage. Jericho ran in the straight line. I've been there too. Don't worry about it. If for some reason, by the way, you can't get anything going here, I would recommend damage boosting your Widow for a couple team fights. Just to give your... Okay, never mind. You're good. I was going to say, just to give your teammates maybe an opportunity to get a pick. But now they swapped to Sim, so, I mean, you're fine on this. Balance of damage and heal boost has been pretty solid, I'd say. I mean, obviously, there's always room for improvement, but... Using your map control... Healing your teammate, flying across, healing your... Not bad.
Don't forget the angel on your shoulder.
Trying to keep your teammates alive now. Doing a much better job at least checking on your tank, which is good. Damage boost in the sim is the correct play there. Get him full HP and then go into a damage boost again. This is fine. Yep, good Valve. I'm fine with the Valve. Your team used a lot. You trade it out. You don't have to res your teammate, which is fine. Your diva overextended, so if your diva dies there, it's okay. You still can res your diva because you have that in your back pocket. I wouldn't go for a res now. Oh, wait, that's a good res spot. Wait. I like the idea. I honestly don't know why they're... That was weird. I like the idea. You've done that twice where you've, like, hurt your reses, so I would just make sure you're not doing that too often. The res is too important of an ability to waste it on, like, a failed, like, res, and not like a failed res as they kill you, because you'll get your cooldown back in time by the time you're back. It's more along the lines of a failed res where, like, you probably could have resed the D.Va, and then there's a different team fight, or the D.Va. So, anyway. That's twice that's happened, so you definitely got to clean that up regardless. That res was fine, because the Sojourn was dead. Damage boost your Bastion now to put some early pressure on their Ramatra. The reason why you do that is because the Bastion is going to be the distraction. The Sim can farm after. Keep healing up. Play it safe now. Remember, you just need to play to live. Give your teammates time. Sometimes in this situation, a lot of players will rush to the point trying to win. But, like, you don't need to win. You don't need to win now. You're doing the right play. Yep. Valk the moment you get it, by the way. You need to put that pressure on the other team. Correct, Valk. Perfect. Only concern I had was your Orisa, but your teammate was back in time to heal, so you're fine. You don't need to touch point. You don't need to touch point. Do not do that again. Just wait. You don't need to touch the point. You just need to make sure your teammates survive. Now you have a Kitsune. They pop that. Your Orisa has a good ultimate. Damage boost a little bit. Nice. I saw what you did. Good job. Nice. Well played. And once again, I saw you a couple times go to the point. Your Orisa was a statue there. You were going to be fine. Like, there was a couple times where they could have killed you, and you got lucky that they didn't. Trust that your Orisa has it. If you lose off of your Orisa, leaving the point, then that's on your Orisa. Straight up. Good job. Well played there, by the way. That patience by you, excellent.
My duty is being done. Supplying damage increase. Let me take a look.
Healing your Bastion. This is the correct play. The off angle. Nice job. Yep. Full pocket your Orisa for a second, then Valk now. Just Valk. Excellent Valk. Good play. And then you got the dub. I mean, listen. First of all, from your previous game, I'm very happy to see the progression you've made. This has been great. I loved this VOD because we got to talk about more than just like the Mercy itself, like understand how to help your Mercy. Maybe I should start incorporating that more because I have so much knowledge on how to help a hero get value too. I think I might start doing that more in my spectatings. Is start to like bring up how you can also help these players, right? Like if you're a player who's watching this go, oh, I don't quite play Mercy, maybe it's a helpful tip to learn, okay, but I do know that in this situation how I can help a Mercy, right? And maybe that's helpful information for players. So let me know in the comments if you've watched this far, because that's actually good to know. First of all, we'll guess your rank after this feedback. Be a little bit more aggressive with your Valks. Once again, I think you're a little bit safe sometimes. Always look for an escape route. If your teammates aren't giving that to you, I get that. Stop going for like the really quick reses. I think it's okay to give an extra second on the res. I understand there's like certain situations where you go for an immediate res, and that's fine. I don't want to take that away from you. But if your gameplay loop you're finding is to fly into where a teammate just died with no cover and you go for a res, it's probably not the correct play, right? That's kind of what I saw out of you. Damage boosting was pretty solid. Decision making was solid. Movement's looking better. So keep working on that. But yeah, this was a much better game than last time, and I really feel like you're starting to clean up your gameplay a bit more. So I definitely think you've climbed since we last watched you. Now, I'm going to guess a rank here, and I could be very much wrong. I think you're like Silver 2 right now. Maybe there's a chance Silver 1, and there's also an off chance you're in Gold. The reason why I'm going to go with Silver 2 is because of what your team is doing. Like seeing the people constantly counter swap, like, going some of these comps I'm seeing on like Dorado, where it's more of like as you climb, you start to see the hero swaps change a little bit. So I just see, like, for example, was like the second point Zarya, right? Like you're not going to see that on Dorado too often. I could be wrong, but I definitely think you've climbed. And I think that if you keep playing like this, you're going to keep seeing a steady climb. So my guess is Silver 2. And you know what? I will say without a doubt, I'm glad to be wrong. And remember when I said there's a chance? Guess what? That chance happened. Gold 5. Gold 5. Great job. I mean, to climb from Bronze 2 to Gold 5 in 3 months and to be able to see like immediate progression by you is great to see. So keep picking up on that feedback we're telling you, because I've already seen it in real time. And for players who have a Mercy on your team, remember some of the tips that we gave, and everything will go well. But yeah, if you keep playing like you are, you're going to keep climbing. You got this. You absolutely got this. If you like this video, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to all 3 YouTubes. If you haven't, leave a comment. All that helps. If you want to submit your own spectating, look in the description below. That's where my Discord is. Pretty much anything I do, submit there. We also record these live on stream, Twitch and YouTube, so stop by if you haven't. We have a lot of fun here. With that being said, I hope you all have an amazing day/night.